In the shadow-filled streets of 1870s Boston, a story unfolded that would shock the nation and challenge our understanding of human nature. This is the chilling tale of Jesse Pomeroy, known as the boy with the cold eyes, America's youngest convicted murderer. Picture a 14-year-old boy with striking features, one milky white eye, the result of a birth defect, and another that gleamed with an unsettling intensity. But behind those peculiar eyes lay something far more disturbing than mere physical difference. Jesse's story begins like many others. A troubled childhood, an abusive father, and a mother who seemed blind to the warning signs. But while other children played with toys, young Jesse found a different kind of entertainment. By the age of 12, he had already terrorized several young boys in South Boston, luring them to secluded areas with promises of adventure or candy. His early attacks followed a pattern. He would bind his victims, strip them, and torture them mercilessly. The community was terrified, but nobody suspected the perpetrator was merely a child himself. When he was finally caught, the authorities, unsure how to handle such a young offender, sent him to reform school. But here's where the story takes an even darker turn. After just 17 months, Jesse was released for good behavior. His mother, believing in his reformation, moved them to a new neighborhood and opened a small shop. It seemed like a fresh start, a chance for redemption. However, within months, 2 children disappeared. First, 10-year-old Katie Curran vanished from Jesse's mother's shop. Then 4-year-old Horace Millen's mutilated body was found on a beach. The evidence led straight to Jesse. What makes this case particularly haunting isn't just the youth of the perpetrator, but the questions it raised about evil, responsibility, and human nature. When asked why he committed these acts, Jesse's response was chillingly simple: "I couldn't help it." The trial that followed captured national attention. How do you judge a child who commits adult crimes? The jury found him guilty, but his age saved him from the gallows. Jesse Pomeroy would spend the next 58 years in prison, most of it in solitary confinement. He died in 1932, having spent more years behind bars than he had lived in freedom. His story remains a dark reminder that sometimes the most disturbing monsters aren't the ones hiding under our beds, but the ones walking among us in broad daylight. Even today, Jesse's case continues to raise uncomfortable questions about the nature of evil, the role of nature versus nurture, and how society should handle juvenile offenders who commit horrific crimes. Perhaps the most chilling aspect of all is that we still don't have clear answers to these questions, more than a century later.